everyone. You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels, give you our commentary, and laugh our faces off. This week, we're chatting all about the Netflix movie Operation Christmas Drop. And we have a special surprise for you. We are joined by Christina and Lo of Christina Lauren. If you're a patron, there's an extra special surprise because the video of this recording is waiting for you. For just $5 a month, you get access to CeeLo's beautiful personages, in addition to over 80 bonus episodes and so much more. So, without further ado, here's Operation Christmas Drop with CeeLo. Or here, I think. Hello. Holy shit. Holy shit. This is the first time I've actually met you. For realsies.
I know. But it doesn't feel weird.
I don't think so either, and I'm so glad you said that. Wow.
I know. Remember, I pulled out my back scratcher.
I love it.
And I was like, oh, wait.
No, we need more of that energy. More of that comfy, cozy, pals chatting kind of energy, and I will just be on cloud nine. We're
Excellent.
Good. Hi, Christina, Lauren, and Christina, Lo, and Christina, Lauren. Hello.
Christina Lauren.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Heaving Bosoms. How are you?
We are so thrilled to be here. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So have we.
Oh my gosh.
Melody was like, oh, do you think we should ask Christina and Lauren to do a Christmas book with us? And I was like, yeah, I guess shoot for the stars. Like, yeah, sure. Like, let's see what happens. Sure. Let's just email celebrities. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, we were flirting on Twitter.
So
it's not like it was, that big a risk you were taking.
Because, so when the Romancing the Runoff, when we saw, take over the podcast, we were texting and we were like, I kind of want to get that.
I know. We almost were like, would we be dicks if we did
could
that?
probably just ask.
I know.
We actually did the same thing, only with Wicked Wallflowers Club. We were like, how funny would it be if we were like, fuck everyone?
Yeah.
We're not going to ask our very good friends. We're going to buy it. And we're going to do a hostile takeover.
Yeah. And then when we did it, we wanted to be really mean about it. Like, we're here and this is our podcast now.
We would have.
Though.
We'd be like, this is the Lauren and Christina show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
Lauren and Christina present the Heaving Bosoms.
Heaving Bosoms.
That's right now. That's what we're doing, basically.
It totally is. So you have new books out and stuff because you're big, fancy, famous authors that we adore.
Yeah, that's actually our official author name now. We have In a Holidays.
Yeah.
And this came out on October 6th, and it's actually one of the book of the month choices for December, which is like a really big deal. It's really a cool thing to get chosen for that. So
So I have the paperback, and Lo has the special edition hardcover.
Whoa.
Yep. And that's sort of like a time jumping. Like if you guys have seen Happy Death Day, I don't know if you have.
Yes.
It's a freaking great movie. It's super campy. It's like funny horror.
Oh, I love a campy horror.
Yeah, like basically the main character, Tree, she wakes up on her birthday. She is living the same day over again. She keeps getting killed and has to figure out why and who's killing her.
Excellent.
So it's
an easy jump to a romance.
We're like, there needs to be a rom-com. No, actually we had already written the book, but we had to do some pretty major edits. And so we knew we wanted to have a repeat of something that happened and having her have to figure out how to get out of this time loop. And we're like, we could make Happy Death Day rom-com vibes. And so that's kind of what we did. Mm-hmm. So it's been really fun.
Oh, that's so cool.
Anybody who hasn't seen it, they should watch it. Some people go Happy Death Day. No, but it's so smart.
Mm-hmm. It's smart and it's funny.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, we're on the record for thinking that Palm Springs is one of the best rom-coms of all time.
Have you guys seen Palm Springs?
No.
It's a time loop rom-com. It came out this year. It stars Andy Samberg,
Andy Samberg,
a bisexual king.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm
And
sorry.
That lady
I'm sorry.
that's
What?
in it with him.
I was like, wait,
How did I not hear about this?
Oh,
It's on Hulu.
good
You've got to
stuff.
watch it.
Okay.
I honestly think,
All right.
you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a little too fresh to like definitely say this, but I honestly think it's in like my top, it may be my favorite rom-com. It was so
Whoa.
good.
good.
It was so good.
And it's so
Okay.
smart. And it is just a delight from start to finish. And we loved it.
so what tipped it over the top? Like, what is it about it that you were like, that's it for
This
me.
is it.
I love this. Like, at what moment? What did it?
the moment, I don't know.
I'm gonna take
I just
notes
felt
so
like
I
I
the
know
know.
which
writing
one it
was
I
just,
know
like,
which one
so
it is.
smart.
I know
Okay,
which one it
okay.
is. It's a whole montage of their doing the day over and over and over again, and like the way that the different way that they like interact at the weddings, and they know that nothing matters. And so there's one time when they decide to play like Russian spy characters, and they're taking over the wedding, and like it's really, really good.
It's so funny. No one has mentioned this to us before, you guys. Like, it is
Nope.
December 5th, 2
No
months
one knows
ago.
about it. We're like
I know.
screaming it from the rooftops.
And we have a time jumping romance. Like, no one's like, hey guys, have you read this? Or
Have
seen
you
this?
read this? Have you watched this time jumping romance? We're like, no.
So good.
To me, it's like he's been in it for like 1,000 years or something
Yeah.
like that. So it's like how the time loop situation would psychologically impact somebody if they'd actually been in it
Oh.
that long. And it ends up being this kind of like the thesis of it is like, what is the meaning of life? Like once nothing matters anymore, you can have no goals, you can have
Right.
no future. Like once nothing matters, like what matters?
There's no
now?
consequences.
Right.
And so one of my favorite part of the movie
Let's
is
just talk about
let's just do Palm Springs. No,
Well,
I love
wait,
it.
so is she is it like now she's
ends
time
up
jumping
in the time
too?
loop as
Okay.
well. Yeah,
time-
And he
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
sucks her in, so there's a little bit of guilt in there too.
yeah.
I just realized I can Google this. I like
Oh,
wrote
yeah,
it down
so-
like I have to look it up later.
So one of my favorite parts of the movie is wait, Aaron, what were you talking about? Because I just forgot. God damn it.
I was saying that he like pulled her in, and there was
Oh,
like
yeah.
some guilt to that.
Nope, that's not what it was. It was that.
Okay.
She's in the phase of her time loop experience where she's like, fuck it, let's decapitate somebody. They're just gonna be alive again anyway.
As you do.
She doesn't actually say that, but she's just like, nothing fucking matters. And they have this whole talk on the side of the road where he says, it doesn't matter to these people who are essentially a simulation at this point, but it does impact the person you are in your core at the end of all of this, or like how you grow within this stupid fucking experience. And it's so good.
All right, I'm totally gonna watch that tonight.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
HBs, if you liked Palm Springs, you'll probably like In a Holiday.
You're gonna
which is
love
what we were talking about. I'm so sorry.
Aaron brings it all back.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, but
Okay.
we're here to talk about a different movie. It is also
Yes,
a
we are.
Christmas movie.
Yes.
Yes.
We're here to talk about Operation Christmas Drop, everybody. It's a Netflix
Yes.
movie that
Yes,
just
we
came out
are.
this year. What did y'all think about it?
I like
so
you
okay, so
talking first.
I have to say that so Lo's daughter is 10, and
Yeah.
we have recently started doing this thing where we watch movies together over FaceTime, and it's been
And by
really
we, she
fun.
means Christina and my daughter,
I love
not
that.
me. I come into the room to join them, and she's like, "No, this is my time with Auntie Christina," and I'm like, "Noted."
It's like opened this whole world of like we aren't together because Lo and I talk all day, but we can just like still be in the same, you know what I mean? So last night
Yeah.
Lo and I did that where we turned it on and we had, our phones sitting there and
At the worst angles possible.
yeah.
She's
Totally.
like watching me eat my dinner like this.
Yeah, your best friends are the ones who get to see all of our chins.
Well, and at
That's
one
it.
point, Lo was holding her phone texting, but I didn't know she was texting. I thought she was just staring at me. And so I was in the camera and I was like, and then she just wasn't reacting at all. And I was like, are you mad at me? Or
Is this not funny? Because I think this is comedy gold.
I thought I was being very charming. But I'm such a movie talker. I want to like comment on everything, and Lo is
Same.
not. And this way,
Oh.
she sort of had to be because we were watching it together. So it was great.
Well, I was taking notes. It was very on brand for both of us. I was like taking notes, and you were like chit chatting. So it
Oh,
was,
I love it.
I think it's
good.
really clear who the counterparts are in these relationships.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
My whole thing, I was like, wait, this came out this year? I haven't even heard of this. Like I had not even heard about it. It was very cute, but as soon as I heard that it was rated G, I was like, okay. So expectations set.
That was actually a really funny moment in my house because my 10-year-old was like, that means there's no kissing. And my 13-year-old son goes, that means there's no passion.
I was about to say, there
not
can be
wrong.
one chaste Christmas kiss at the end of all of these. And there was.
Oh my
But there
gosh.
were a couple moments where we were like, they don't kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some vibes there where I was like, if these two hot people don't put their mouths on each other, I will flip all the tables in the universe.
Yes.
But that's also, okay, so just HBs, I want to get this out at the beginning. There are some problematic parts of this movie.
Yes.
There are some very
some
problematic parts
cringes.
of this movie that make me just really amazed that it was made and released in 2020. You know what I mean? But I have goggles on because I love Cat Graham and I love Bjorn Ironside. He's the only like Hitler Youth looking dude that I've ever just wanted to throw down on the ground. You know?
I know.
I like that everyone came with us on that. So I'm really glad we're all still here.
My husband is blonde hair and blue eyed, so I get what she's saying.
Yes. That's usually not my type, but Bjorn Ironside, I would take a chunk out of that man. Anyway, and I really love a film in which outsiders are taught a big lesson, you know?
Yeah. I actually thought it was well done in the sense that the conflict was very clear and realistic. It is an actual thing. The Operation Christmas Drop in Guam is like a real thing.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of like, well, this woman is, this politician is sending her aide in there to try and cut costs. And, the aide has to learn a lesson. I mean, I thought that was like, it's a very simple premise. It's not a very complicated movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nothing really happens other than she sees the good in what they're doing. But I felt like a lot of time was...
Lauren, did you forget about the Christmas miracle?
I'm sorry. Am I jumping ahead?
I just think that you forgot about the Christmas miracle.
Okay, you're right.
And, like,
you're right.
Did we even watch the same movie?
Are we going to take this chronologically?
We are
This
going
is
to
probably
take it.
something we should have. Okay.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
going to take it chronologically.
All right.
Okay, so we've got Cat Graham, the legislative
Bonnie
so beautiful.
from Vampire Diaries.
Bonnie from Vampire Diaries, a big giant
Gorgeous.
crush on her. Oh my gosh. She's a legislative aide and she's doing a congresswoman's shopping and she gets a call about Operation Christmas Drop for no reason whatsoever that I could discern. We get a picture of Bjorn Ironside in a Santa hat, so I didn't hate it. And then it says, okay, so someone asks on the phone like who the hottie is. And I need you to go on this small journey with me because she says, I don't know, but ever since the congresswoman became head of the Base Realignment and Closure Commission, this base has been at the top of her naughty list.
It was so much exposition. I loved it so much. It was like everything in one sentence.
Yes. But what I heard was his face has been at the top of her naughty list. And I was like, is she so close to this congresswoman that she knows like what is in her spank bank? No. Like what
Melody.
is, how does that work? So I had to rewind it and do the subtitles. And then I learned that it was not a Melody kind of sentence. It was a regular person kind of sentence.
I'm going to try not to do too much of this.
No, please.
Bing, bong, bong, bird click. But you guys, they would never close.
They would never close
Guam.
Andrew. No.
It's like the most strategic base
It is.
in the military. Or as Cato tells us, which is what I'm going to call him. I don't know his Viking name.
I mean, I've said it several times already.
As Cato from the Hunger Games tells us, it is the most strategic base in the South Pacific, which it's not in the South Pacific.
No.
Oh,
It's
no.
in the North Pacific. It's elsewhere in the Pacific. It's not in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah, South Pacific it is not.
Well, I didn't even know where they were at first because there was some like family tussling happening in my house when we were first watching it. I was like, are they in Hawaii? And then I kept talking about Hawaii, like while the movie is going on, and then Lois finally like, PQ, they're not in Hawaii.
It was
fabulous.
filmed on Guam, though.
Yeah,
I
think it's the only movie set in Guam that was filmed in Guam. And so that's
something.
That's something.
That's one thing.
Right.
But it was just so it was so crazy that they would close Guam, and then also that they're like BRAC, which is the base of the acronym that you said earlier that now I can't think of, but it's called BRAC when they close military bases. The idea that it's like a congressman sends a legislative aide to be like, research it.
Yeah, bring me back the budget.
Those aren't numbers that I already had. Just see about it. And then write a report, and then we'll see if we can close this military base. Like now? And then also, it's always Congress that keeps military bases open. Like the DOD's always trying to close military bases, and Congress is like, "That's all our jobs." It's just so funny. Anyway,
yeah, that was the hilarious thing to me. Like when we get to the final, like when we get to the Congresswoman's real motivation, where she's like, well, "There's 3 bases up for cuts, and like one of them is in my district, so you have to find a substitute." And it's like, lady, whatever base you've got going on in Pittsburgh or wherever the fuck, I promise it is not. It's not as vital as Guam.
Camp Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh airfield. But in other ways, it was really militarily accurate. Like the reflective belts everywhere, airmen in earrings. Very, very accurate in other senses. So anyway, all right.
Okay, wait, I got stuck on Spank Bank in my notes.
I want to talk about the dress that Bonnie, who I'm going to call her Bonnie if that's okay with everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Except for her like khakis and white shirt outfit, I love her clothes. But that clean drapey dress at the beginning was so good.
That was like a cocktail party dress. It was so
gorgeous.
Good.
Was that the green one?
Yeah.
Well, actually had a note. I think at one point she was like, "I like her dress."
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, completely. Yep. Oh, and this soundtrack is great.
It is?
Didn't I make a joke about this at one point?
I don't think I noticed the soundtrack, which is weird because I usually do.
I thought that I made a joke about it. They played like some Christmas song that was like so weirdly perfect. I was like, can you run out and grab that?
It was while they were snorkeling. It was like Christmas on the beach. Twang, twang, twang. It's Christmas while you're snorkeling.
I was clearly getting drunk as I was watching this movie because I don't remember a lot of these notes. But I have Captain Camel Toe the jumpsuit. I love Sandra. She was the woman with the muscles.
Anyway. Yes.
Oh yeah. Was she Sunshine?
The jumpsuit.
No. Sandra was the lieutenant colonel, right?
Oh,
the general's wife.
Yes. The wife. Yes.
Yeah. She was good stuff. Oh, hello, beautiful listener. Are you in the mood for a carefully crafted yet completely banana pants alien abduction romance full of consent boners and a traditional Highlander finger banging? Did I mention there's a grumpy, diamond-in-the-rough cinnamon roll hero with a plucky, smart, curvy heroine who will fight for what she wants? How would you feel if I told you it's set in a super sex-positive, matriarchal society where all men have to go to husbandry school to learn how to please their partners? Did I forget to include there's a lovable oaf of a dog? And there's some intrigue. I'm telling you, you need to read Choosing Theo by Victoria Aveline immediately. I loved every moment of it. It's available exclusively on Kindle Unlimited, and I will include links in the show notes, so please go download it now. Okay, now we're in Guam, all right?
Okay.
And
not Hawaii.
No.
Bjorn Ironside is singing White Christmas with his family on
As soon as he started singing, I was like, Lo was doing something else. She had walked out of the room, and I was like, they handed him a ukulele, and I went, no.
And don't do it!
And then I was like, Lauren, no.
Like you were watching an actual horror film. Yes.
Yeah.
They assign him to take her around, and he's a commander. He's a captain. He commands a unit. They say that he's like the commander of a unit, and they're just like, stop commanding for 2 weeks.
Creative license.
And just drive this lady around, please. We can find no one else to do it, please. drive her around in your Jeep. And so he does.
And he's so happy to. He's such an easygoing guy.
Isn't
he is
though?
the spirit of Christmas.
That is true.
He's just the spirit of Christmas, you know, and you can just climb him like a snowy mountain.
Well, at one point, I think that I did say to Lo at one point, is he going to do something wrong? He has to do something wrong, right? Because he's too perfect so far.
Yeah, that was one thing.
I mean, he did really like that moment where she tried to give a bunch of kids everything in her purse, like her highlighters and stuff.
Oh, God.
He was impressed by that, and that gives him a demarcation in my brain. I'm sorry, so sorry.
Can't do that now.
We can't do
that now. That's later.
So, okay, so he gets assigned to take her around the base. And she's supposed to arrive at 0900. Aaron, how sexy am I right now? Tell me about
Not
it.
very sexy because no one says that. It's 0900, 06, 07. No one says, whatever.
I always
in all movies, and I don't even know where they get it. It's like people who say New Orleans. Like, I don't even know where it comes from.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, but she arrives at 0700. Now how sexy am I? Have I grown? Have I grown like, extra breasts or something?
I didn't even think of that. I grew up on base, so like for my entire childhood, my VCR had military time, like my entire childhood, and didn't even like stand out to me.
Yeah, interesting.
0900.
I think that my brother, who's in the Navy, says 0900. So
he does not. He doesn't.
He might though.
He does not.
I don't know. You know my memory. Okay.
He's screaming right now, listening to this. He's like, I do not.
Yeah, I know. She's like, do not besmirch my name. That's fine. Okay, so
he's surfing. His shirt is off. She tracks him down to the beach. And he's like, I was just surfing. I'm not on duty for 8 minutes. And so this is a mechanism so that we can see his abs.
Yeah, and I appreciated it.
And only dudes can do that. I don't have to work for 8 minutes.
Right? Because all he has to do is pull on a jumpsuit.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so my notes are, next morning, Bjorn is walking up with a surfboard on the beach, dripping wet. Kat says, those look dangerous. And I thought, what? His abs? His raw yet approachable masculinity? The power hidden inside his big-hearted smile?
What is happening?
Those are my notes.
I think I realize why we picked this movie now.
I'm telling you, he does it.
Wow.
I know. But instead it's unexploded bombs on the beach, but they're not real.
Oh, I forgot about that.
She calls him underdressed for an officer, and I almost threw her out of my TV. How dare she talk to him like that? You know?
Right.
He's never underdressed.
He drives her. Wait. I just love how different our notes are. He drives her in his Jeep. They have kind of like a bantery, like, you're so insufferable. Like,
oh, yeah, they do. They have their little scuffle.
But not.
I don't know. Yeah.
Agreed.
They keep saying that each other is like high maintenance and too laid back, but they never like really
act that way.
Display that in your passion.
That's because 90% of the dialogue in the movie is about how he's not wasting taxpayer money.
It is.
It's important.
Like so specific.
Oh, yeah. And did I get a little bit of a competence boner? I think so. I don't know what happened to me. I'm telling you, the goggles are thick.
No, Melody, just know that there's a whole unit out there that's just like, what do we do?
Agreed.
Where do we go? Where fly planes today? Because he's the commander and he's not there.
It's true.
Well, then she takes his car.
Oh, yeah. She steals his car. And then he has to run and get real sweaty. That was a plus.
He got real sweaty.
But then he was suddenly not sweaty. Do you remember my daughter?
Oh, yeah.
She was like, wait, why isn't he sweaty anymore? And we were like, wait a second.
It was the ocean breeze, bitches. Go with it. You know?
Immediately not sweaty. Okay. All right. Fine.
Wait, guys, I can't go to stealing his car because we've got to talk about the Lucky Chameleon.
We do.
Oh, God.
It is a
for
gecko.
me personally,
it is
how
a
he
gecko.
walks all the way from the car to the hotel without putting on his beret. Like, it's fine.
Uh-huh.
It made my whole body go, Gah. But anyway, the Lucky Chameleon.
It is a gecko. Do not.
Whatever.
Don't misname a gecko. All right, they're close to my heart.
He's like, there might be a lizard, but if you find one, it's lucky. And then
immediately
there's
she
like
finds
huge CGI lizard.
Scariest, most vibrant, fluorescent, CGI'd gecko.
Beautiful lizard.
I don't know about
5 feet long.
It was
at least.
Okay, but when we've seen geckos in Hawaii, in Maui, they're really bright and beautiful. I mean, they're like
the way it
maybe
was
maybe
glowing.
not like that CGI.
Did they look like they came out of a video game?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, no.
exactly. It was
It
the
cast no
glow.
shadow. It was so beautiful.
Exactly. It was all of that.
It hovered an inch from the wall. It was so beautiful.
Like,
That's true. The gecko did not need to touch the ground.
Yeah, and then it's like a whole thing. It's like kind of there through the whole movie, and then it means nothing. It never.
It doesn't do anything.
It's like it's a nothing. It's a total red herring. I really wanted her to like talk to the gecko at the end, like, "What would you do, gecko?" Like, I really wanted something.
Yeah, fuck Sally back in DC. Talk to that gecko, man.
Yeah.
You'll get better advice. Anyway. Okay, in the room, she asks him to get her a bunch of info. And he's like, would you also like turn down service in a mint? And she says, the general told me you were to assist me in any way I need. And my brain went places.
oh, Christina's did too. She's like, that's a romance movie line.
And then he says she'll fit right in because she clearly likes giving orders. And my brain went more places.
Yes.
But then they don't really do anything with it. It's not like she doesn't come back and be like, anything I want? No,
Yeah.
there's nothing. There's nothing.
I know.
She's like,
I
okay,
know.
I got some khakis to put on.
Those khakis.
Okay, so the whole time he just keeps on repeating things like, we are serious people doing serious work with our serious brains and abs, okay? And she's like, yeah, man, all right. I need a binder full of information or whatever. And that's a lot of the first half. Oh, wait, they go to the marketplace where they get shave ice. I guess. It's a
They
notable
kind of
part of the movie.
They kind of
for me.
flirt.
They kind of flirt.
A little bit.
We go and talk to the white mayor about generators, which
Is he the mayor or he is like was he I thought he
He's
was
the
just
mayor.
a rich dude on Guam.
no, he's
the mayor.
He says, Mr. Mayor, sir.
Oh.
Mr. White Mayor, sir.
I thought that was like a nickname, like they call him the mayor.
Yeah,
or
I don't know
something.
why they cast that Cylon for this part, but whatever. And the mayor's a big Scrooge, and he's like, I'm not getting you those generators, no matter how many children need it. And it's a big sad.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go driving around, and this is when she steals his car. She uses her big Bonnie eyes, and she's like, oh, I forgot my phone in the car because I need a selfie to send my dad because I'm such a nice girl. And he's like, wow, I'm really cracking into her shell. And then she fucks off with his Jeep, and I was into it. It was good
And
stuff.
he was totally charmed.
He was
Yeah.
like, oh, look at her
He
go.
liked how she stole
Grand
his
Theft
car.
Auto. She
I
is
needed
cute.
to run 6 miles today anyway. My name is Beer and Ironside. Have you seen my ass? Okay.
So then they hook up back at so he goes back to the Christmas drop loading boxes area.
The
It's
big
a whole
room.
Probably
hangar.
say it's
That's
it's
the
a low
plot. That was
altitude.
the plot room.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's where
right.
the plot. Yes.
The plot warehouse.
plot warehouse. Where they stock the plot in the boxes and get ready for the plot to be dropped.
Mm-hmm. All the ways it's not wasting money.
So, guys, the whole thing is, if you haven't seen the movie or know about it, it's a low altitude training exercise where airmen go out and they drop boxes of stuff to islands in Micronesia.
Right.
And so that's what they're doing. They're loading up all these boxes, which in real life are like 600 pounds. Did you know that? I Googled it.
Oh,
it's
okay.
wow.
Anyway, they're loading these boxes with like stuff.
And it's all donation based, which is said no less than 900 times in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was very clear.
Yeah.
Yes. No taxpayer dollars go to it.
Guam does it all. And then they go out and it's a helpful training mission, but it also acts as a quasi-humanitarian effort for the Air Force.
It's a PSYOPs effort.
What? What's that?
Well, I think it's like, okay, and he says this in the movie that it's like, we're in a place where not everybody likes the American military being here, and for good reason.
Yeah,
like, we
because
take
we're
up
fucking
30%
colonizers.
of the
Yeah.
island of Guam, which
Yeah.
is not really like, it's not a great situation. And so, like, it's one of those things that we do in the region to, like, help people like us a little more, even
Right.
though I don't really think it does help people like us a little more. But that's the idea.
I don't super blame them.
Yeah, neither do I. But I think that's the idea behind it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's been going on since 1952.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
so wait, I can't. We have to say some of these lines out loud because in this
I
thing,
was
she's like,
just about
"Oh,
to say a line out loud.
I found your secret warehouse, your plot warehouse, you fucker." And then she looks at him and she goes, time to lay your Christmas cards on the table.
Oh,
and
God.
she does it with a straight face.
Yes. How many times did she have to do that?
All of these actors deserve like Oscar nominations just for the fact that they said these lines with a straight face. Incredible.
I think Virginia Madsen has an Oscar nomination. She was in this movie.
That's right. That's who that was.
Wow.
Yeah, she also tells him he has a big heart and a nice smile. Which is
she does.
And he's
That's
like,
where the flirting comes in.
I have a nice smile.
And I said, hey-oh, on my couch. So anyway.
Why are you so thirsty for this guy? He's such like just a regular white blonde dude with abs.
It's Bjorn Ironside. I discovered him via Vikings, and I just have so many feelings about it.
I guess I just have to watch this show.
He looks like and we said this how many times last night, Christina? Probably 5,000. He looks like the grown-up version of my son's, one of his best friends, who is also named Andrew, which is actually really funny.
Oh, yeah. The minute that we found out his name was Andrew,
we were losing
her shit.
Oh my
but like my husband and son and daughter came into the room at some point and they were all just like, it's Andrew! And so like forever now I'm like, oh, like keep your shirt on. It's weird.
I hear you. That makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't have any of those issues, so, you know.
I was going to say, and that won't stop Melody from continuing to objectify this man for another however long we're here.
It won't stop. Okay, so she agrees to give him 24 hours to like see how the base works, and then she can write a truthful report at the end of it with all kinds of sexy nuance. Anyway,
that's what her job is to write.
That was the least sexy scene I've ever seen, Melody. I don't know what's going on with you, like hormonally this week. Like this is like
I know.
I'm glad you guys are here for this. Like, can you imagine? I could have been alone for this, and I often am.
I know Erin really does need more moral support when it comes
just
to
like a buffer, just like a small buffer.
Everybody needs a Melody and everybody needs an Erin. This is just like, I love it. It's a good balance.
Okay, so she goes to dinner at the general's house. She asks the general's wife, are you a decorator? And she gets to say, no, I'm a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, which was one of my favorite moments.
Deal.
But like, wow, to ask that woman with all of the biceps, are you a decorator? Like, of all the things you ask her.
When you have an appointment with her tomorrow at 3:00, like you didn't look at the name on your schedule tomorrow. Like, but as a person who's been asked, is your husband in the Army? A lot of times, I really liked that bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay. So now we go on a helicopter ride, everybody. And boy, here we go. So we go on a helicopter ride and Bonnie she's charmed.
She's endeared.
Whisked away into tropical paradise. And they go to this remote island where Bjorn Ironside knows a guy who used to work with the Air Force. What's up? Yes,
and
Erin.
he calls, first of all, the guy who used to work for the Air Force is an attractive man.
Oh,
I have identified him as
so
a sexy
hot.
man.
Oh,
I'm not into the stubble, but whatever.
That's shaveable. It's fine.
And then he says, this guy used to be my load master.
And my brain went places. Erin.
What's a load master? Like he probably puts boxes on the plane.
No, it's got to do with cum.
Anyway, all right, continue. Sorry.
Okay. So they show up and he's like, I came back because my family needed help. So like, let's go show around my hometown. So they go around and wowza, they walk into a village and there are no less than 5 people who look like they are dressed up for a Waikiki Hilton luau.
Grass skirts.
It's
they
very
want
true.
us to think that these villagers on these islands walk around with like coconut bras and grass skirts on all the time.
And this was made in like 2019 or something. I don't understand.
Yeah, like now.
Yeah,
I think at that moment, Lo and I both went, oh.
I really was like, are they having a theme party on this island? Or like what? No? Okay.
And this was a weird moment for me because I was born and raised in Hawaii. And when I came to live in Oregon, it struck me as the moment in my grade school classroom when they were like, so Do you eat out of coconuts and wear grass skirts and live in a hut? And, that was like back in the 90s. And so I'm just like, what's happening?
We're not done with that yet.
So we've got all these grass beskirted people just milling about, and then like regular dressed folk in like t-shirts and shorts and stuff. And it was such a juxtaposition that I couldn't wrap my brain around.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of people online that are from this area that are like, hey, like not only the costume choices and the choice to have these children be overjoyed by the used hairbrush that she gives them, but also like, it's not like a lot of these communities depend on Operation Christmas Drop, like in real life. Mm-hmm. These communities, these villages, these people have been living independently of the U.S. military's like random Christmas humanitarian aid mission for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Like they're fine. They're fine.
Millennia. Come on. I know. Yeah, it was a lot. So basically, this whole scene is them going around being like, they're so impoverished. And we need to do the white savior thing. And so then Bonnie her heart grows 3 sizes.
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. And then she walks over with her. Okay, this was crazy to me because she walks over with her handbag. She starts handing out highlighters and she calls them markers.
Yes.
And then she hands them a mirror compact and like a used hairbrush.
A used hairbrush. That was the one that I was just like,
that's when I was done. I was done with Bonnie for the moment because hairbrushes are my like hard limit.
Whoa. Hard limits out of low.
No, it is.
I like this intel.
Mm-hmm.
And this is after she finds out that what they really need is a generator so that they can do their virtual online school. Mm-hmm. Like, you're trying to give these children a hairbrush and
pens
when they obviously have computers. They just need some power. Like, what is your fucking deal, man? And then she hands them her leather bag and she's like, you can put your seashells in it. No fucking joke. That is an actual.
She says you can put your seashells in it because that must be the only possession you have. Your toys are seashells, I'm sure.
And Beer Nine Inside looks at her like she is such a sexy giving lady. Boy.
Yes.
I was going to say Mother Teresa, but we can't, she was problematic AF. Anyway, like that, only better. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so then, and then we get him on the ukulele again, singing an improvised Christmas song, and I was cringing. I almost fell
that's
off
when
my
everyone starts
cringing.
Singing.
I can't, any singing scene in a movie, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. Like,
is that when they're a straight movie? Are you okay with musicals, or is it the idea of regular people bursting into song?
I mean, it like depends on the musical, right? I did not like La La Land at all.
Like,
Other musicals I've enjoyed.
Like let's say like some people are out to dinner or something, and somebody is gonna like try and like woo someone, and they just like get up on stage and start singing to them.
I will die.
Like, that's like
I will crumble into
myself. I like
desiccate
into myself and then turn into dust.
That's
like
exactly,
I cannot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, same. I'm always just like.
I don't
mind
it.
It's like people are dancing.
This is so weird.
If people are dancing and someone starts singing to the person while they're dancing, I'm like, no.
Oh. Yeah. Well, because then
or dancing with no music. Also
terrible.
That. I can't. No.
But when you're in the clinch and you're like, so how long do you think this is gonna go on for? Like, is it just this line? Is it gonna be the chorus? Is it the whole song?
Yeah.
You know what I think it is? I think because I've watched all 75 seasons of The Bachelor, The Bachelorette.
Oh no, I can't.
And all the Bachelor adjacent shows. It has normalized people singing into each other's faces, or like a band, like a vaguely familiar country band on a stage, just singing to one couple
as they make out and dry hump furiously. Those poor artists.
We've just uncovered why I cannot watch those shows, and I didn't realize the answer, but this is why. Like,
it's objectively horrifying, but I think it's just been like normalized for me.
Yeah.
I think I've just like let it like wash over me over the past, however many.
See, and I can't do those shows because it stresses me out. There's this like feeling that like anything could happen, and maybe that's the same way with singing. Like, I just can't. I've never seen an episode of The Bachelor.
Fair enough. Okay, so then they go to help at why is Taragi Beach? Why do I know that? Oh, I guess they say it. That's where they're going to have a festival of lights or whatever.
Yeah.
There is a coconut Christmas party. She saw a flyer for it earlier, and he lied to her face about what it was. He's
because I was like, oh, does he have a secret? Is this his problem? Is this his flaw?
Yeah.
No, he just doesn't want her to look into the taxpayer dollarness of it, even though there's nothing there for her to look for.
There's no taxpayer dollarness.
It is a fundraiser that they have on the beach where everything is donated by locals, where they raise money for the thing where everything is donated by locals. And I'm not really sure how this raised any dollars for anybody.
Thank you. Same.
But it was a Christmas event for them to go to and dance at and make googly eyes at each other.
The palm trees with the lights up the trunk, which is very pretty.
Yeah, and the little thing they walked under the like fake snow, that was cute.
Yeah. Coconut shaving snow. Very very creative.
That feels not very efficient.
I have written all caps. This must be right before the fundraiser. She is in the worst pants I've ever seen a woman wear.
Yeah.
Was it the like
the
capri khakis?
Yeah, it's like she couldn't walk. It was like she was walking with her legs
didn't she have
really
heels
far
on
apart.
too in that scene?
That's in the red Forever 21 dress.
Okay.
When she's on the beach.
Yeah, when she goes to the fundraiser, she's got a nice little ruffle dress.
Yeah,
going.
she does. Okay, wait.
And I have written in all caps, win smooch, why not smooching? Smooch, please, now. But then when they almost did, I was like, you're at work, not here.
It's true.
Not in front of all his soldiers while you're actively doing your investigation. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a lot. But they're helping set up. And she's weaving a wreath out of fronds.
Oh, and she's very proficient at it.
Yeah.
She's super good at it immediately. And I have in my notes, she's so gorgeous when she flirty smiles because she's starting to flirty smile, everybody. We're at that point in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then they talk about Christmas snorkeling. Bjorn Ironside is like, well, haven't you ever been Christmas snorkeling? And she's like, no, I haven't.
Who hasn't?
I'm from Massachusetts. And so he's like, tomorrow I take you snorkeling. It's a new tradition.
Okay. It was a little cute though, because her whole thing is that her dad is remarried and she misses the traditions with her mom because her mom died. Mm-hmm. And so he basically gets her to admit that it's not that she doesn't like her stepmother. It's just that it's not her mom and it's not her traditions. And that was like one moment that I was like, okay, there's some genuine like character sharing.
Yeah.
This
is the moment where I said, okay, so this is where somebody was like, okay, so we need her B story. And that's what this is. To find out why she's Scroogey.
They did tease it at the beginning. She had like a Skype call with her dad at the very beginning.
But also the technology. Do you remember how technologically advanced she is? That she has this like giant computer thing that like she puts on her side. That's just a digital photo frame, but it's like super fancy.
It looks like an iPad.
So do you know what it reminded me of? So when we're writing, we're always really careful about like the things we mentioned because stuff changes so fast. You don't want it to feel dated. But it was almost like they wanted to be like, it's 2020 and like we're so technologically advanced. So not only is she going to be like zooming or whatever, but oh look, she has a digital photo frame. But the funny part was that it was like her iPad.
It was an iPad.
iPad mini or something with like its little
It had a keyboard though.
It was like a stand that she just had open like a book. Set up like a little book.
But I did say at one point I was like, nobody zooms like that. Like she's sitting way across the room, like full body, like
all the way on the bed.
You notice it's just their forehead. They all just like look great with great backgrounds behind them.
Why is she showing her coworker her snatch? You know?
No. So also her friend is zooming at work, and she's like sitting there in her pajamas, painting her toes,
cross-legged.
Yeah,
across the room. Just wow.
I was like, you're in the office.
Yeah. It was a lot.
I have zero notes about this entire nothing.
I remember mentioning it. Nobody zooms like that.
But I have skipped over a lot of notes about military uniforms. So
fair.
You're welcome.
We don't want that.
Oh.
Okay. So then,
no, we don't. Definitely.
So he says at the same time, they're like sharing, they're downloading each other on their emotional stuff. And he's like, the island taught me that though you don't want to forget your tradition, there's always room to make new ones. And that's when they decide to go Christmas snorkeling. And then she says, I better get out of this Jeep. And then my note is, work and your charming animal magnetism.
Melody is so gone for him.
I'm a Yes.
I feel like it's one of those moments when you find somebody's button that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you go, okay, I just, like,
well, because
the layer has just been unveiled.
In Vikings, he is dirty and he's gritty and he's scarred and he's muscular and he's fighting. He's fighty times all the times. And he's like aggressive and that's murmur. And then all of a sudden he transforms into this new bro who's just like charming and witty and funny and giving and like clean shaven and showered. And I don't know.
That's all it took.
I could see that be interesting, actually. I could see that. Like
he just has so many facets and I want to lick them all.
I only know him as Kato.
That's all I know him as.
And then like this dude, so.
Fair. Fine. Okay.
I mean, it's not like I wouldn't
not
do
judging
it. I'm just not on the level.
It's true.
There's zero judgment.
No kink shaming.
None.
Thank you. I'm actually not ashamed at all, so thank you. So then, she needs to do a report ASAP. And I don't know what in this universe a report is for a legislator, but in my brain, they're like thousands of pages long. Right?
Yeah.
And it seems like she's about to write a book report.
She's like, can I have that binder? It's like as if this isn't like a monthly reporting requirement for like everything spent on the base that goes into some like, online thing.
Yep.
Can I say something about fancy fundraiser dance?
Please. Can we wait till we get there?
Oh, I thought we were already past
we
there.
have to snorkel. And they do a snorkel, you guys. And it's a big hot and it's bathing suits.
It's charming.
And it's he does a lot of mermaid kicking. That really did it for me. The way his body was just undulating in the water.
I thought she was going into the water wearing a cardigan. I was
too.
like, wait a minute.
Me too. I was like, take your shirt off. What are you doing? Turns out it's a swimming shirt, you guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I thought they went snorkeling after the thing. I apologize.
Too.
But they did do a handhold while they were snorkeling, which was very
that
cute.
was cute.
Also,
which is also not easy to do, but okay.
Right. So true.
They had to want it.
I mean, they're clearly skilled snorkelers.
Also, he says the phrase, we have to go put our party pants on. And I was not okay.
No.
Oh, God. This just reminded me of the photo of Lo and I snorkeling in Hawaii, and we didn't look a fraction that cute.
I'm certain you did.
We
very
really
sure
didn't.
did.
It's okay. We weren't holding hands, though. So that's sad. Maybe we would have looked better if we were holding hands.
There you go.
Probably.
Hey, HBs. I'm coming in hot with a podcast recommendation. Make Out Already is a podcast about all things love and kissing through an intersectional feminist lens. They're mostly focused on contemporary romance novels, but they throw in some movies and shows as well. And, like us, the hosts Liz and Meg have got range. In one episode, they might have an academic discussion about sex work, and the next, they'll introduce you to an Ice Planet Barbarians drinking game that will have you on your ass. One of my favorite aspects of their podcast is they'll end some episodes with tarot readings for the characters they cover. I'll include their social media handles in the show notes, but subscribe to Make Out Already wherever you're listening to me right now. Go! Subscribe already! All right, so the ladies show up in their party dresses. It's Sunshine, one of the soldiers we haven't mentioned, but she's incredible, and Bonnie, and they show up.
She comes in like halfway in the movie, to be fair. Like she showed up and I was like, I'm sorry, did I miss
she's
something?
in an opening scene, but it doesn't matter.
She was in the very first scene.
She was getting sexually harassed by Joker.
Yep.
In a very
Oh yes, I do remember this. I do remember this because that's when I was like, is this Top Gun? What are we watching?
Yep. Okay. So, all right. So Bjorn Ironside comes over and he pays her a compliment that just made me melt. And then as they like mingle around, she gets the inside scoop about Bjorn from Sunshine, and she's like, "So, how many bitches does he rail a day? You know, just answer me
She's
that."
paraphrasing. She's paraphrasing.
I've got to
And
take
this
this.
That is the
G-rated
version
version
of
of that.
How dare you?
Got it. No. I'm taking this from you.
Yeah, please, anybody feel free to take over at any time.
She says the very first day, he says that his call sign is Claus. And she's like, Christmas, because you are the commander that's in charge of the Christmas drop.
Because that's the only thing he does all year. I just
This one in his unit does this one training exercise. I'm sure there's somebody else in charge of that exercise, but whatever. Anyway, he says, no, it's claws, like claws, like claws.
Like
CLAWS.
Like rake down your back.
Stop it. When she gets to the fundraiser, Sunshine is like, yeah, claws. It stands for can't leave anyone without Santa.
What the fuck?
Like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I did
not
not
remember that line, and I'm so glad.
I was probably talking.
How did that happen?
Can't leave anyone without Santa is his call sign. That's the weirdest shit I've ever heard.
And
I don't like it.
It's what's
unclean.
The thing that sounds the same but is spelled different or means different things? I can't think of it right now. Homonym. She says so, and it's also a homonym for Santa's last name.
Yeah,
like when she's like claws, he could have been like, yeah, it's because I do the Christmas drop thing. Because it clearly
but he's like,
yeah, Lo. Yeah.
Anyway, this is the scene. This is the scene. I thought the scene was going to go completely differently because I thought she was going to find. Listen to me. The whole show, I was just waiting for him to like find out that like he was up to something. I thought she was going to hear something bad about him and have to report it. So the whole time during that entire scene, that's what I was thinking was going to happen. Like, oh, okay. This is the conflict. This is what's going to happen. And I was totally wrong.
No, they just fall more in love. And she says, you look good in blue. And you guys, besides his flight suit, he wears blue the rest of the movie. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I did not notice that.
He is a man who listens and remembers. My beard iron side, There's a lot of upside here. Okay, so then she finds out that all this nice stuff about him, and then she looks back at him extra sexily. And then Sunshine pulls out a fiddle, and I actually gasped. I was so excited for this Sunshine musical number. Why? I was like,
I did not. I thought somebody was going to sing again.
No.
Which I think they did.
She did, and she played the fiddle and she sang, and she was such a musical competence boner. Holy shit, what a talent, You are
so easy. I love it.
Lo, a lot of people have said that about me. Okay. All right. And my note is I'm swooning. So,
But the important thing is that our heroine tries to dance
Lo
to
missed
this
fiddle part.
music.
She like went to the kitchen or something.
Lo, how did you not back it up? Oh my God.
It back?
Because we were watching it in tandem and we had moved on.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have missed it. Do not worry about me.
I was trying to explain it to her.
Dancing.
Yeah, I was like, it was kind of like Elaine.
Her, right? I can't.
He stopped her. Yeah.
And he has a crush on her and everything. She handed her stuff from her purse to the village kids and he was endeared. And he stops her dancing. I do not want to see this dancing.
That's how bad it was.
It was so bad. And it was
Christina's right. It was
dancing.
like Elaine from Seinfeld, only like sped up.
Sped up. Less and just like a tiny bit less elbow, a little bit less head thrown back, more booty out kind of situation.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he stops her, but he stops her so that he can snuggle up on her. He's like, why don't I tame this hippie beast? Why don't you come right over here? And we can
I get why he stops her because he talked her. He was like, dance like no one's watching. Yeah. And then so she did. And then he was like, whoa, everyone's like openly mocking you.
It's great.
I think he says dance like some people are watching.
Yeah, like some people are watching. Oh my God. Great advice, actually. Okay, so my note is he still thinks she's super cute, wants to kiss.
At work.
Yeah.
Don't.
She asks him why he wants to help people, and he said that he was saved from some bad winters on the farm by his neighbors.
Well, that really got you where you lived, didn't it?
Listen, it was nice. I'm not going to say that it, really resonated or whatever, but it was great.
I mean, it's no claws.
Oh, boy. And then she says that she misjudged him, and there's more than meets the eye. And then her hands go around his neck, and they're about to do a big kiss, but then Joker comes in and he's like, "Fire dancers!"
Yes.
I want to point out
Joker.
2 lines that are said during this slow dance. One is she says, I don't know who says it. Sorry. One of them says, "When I find a need, I fill it."
How did I miss that?
Just flies right past.
Golly.
And then he says, "The Air Force motto is service before self." And I was like, hell yeah.
yeah.
Approve.
And then, and he can be of service. Okay. So she misses 3 calls from DC, even though it's like 4 a.m. And it's a big worry, except that it is not a big worry for the next 12 hours for her, which is baffling to me.
She's in love now.
Oh my
Give her a break.
God. And then she tells him that she has an idea to get the mayor to cough up generators, and he's never been more turned on in his life. So it's really nice. Okay, and then my note is, because she goes to the market and she goes with Brother Bruce. Oh no. Brother Bruce Best is his name. Mm-hmm. And my note is this a cameo? Is this a cameo? Because he is the mugglest muggle. You know, like he is not an actor.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where the marks are. He doesn't know where the cameras are. He's just, I'm a dude talking.
Like, who is this dude?
He's so cute. It is, in fact, a cameo. He's been around for 40 years, and he's apparently a Guam treasure.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. Okay, so then they go to the thing. She convinces the mayor to give up those generators, and it's great.
Maybe illegally, though.
Really?
Feel like that was like maybe a little bit illegal?
Really?
Yeah.
We just
She,
looked the other
gave
way.
him
in
a
these
hot
movies.
tip about a congressional project that was starting to like give incentives to green schmurschmers, and like maybe if he offloaded a couple of generators as a write-off to charity right now, he could benefit from that thing.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was the government version of insider trading.
Yeah,
Whatever that is.
Holy shit. Oh, I didn't know that.
My lawyer senses were tingling hard. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Yikes. Okay, so they're packing up, and then all of a sudden, a gust of wind, swoosh, swoosh, comes in.
I've been waiting for the sound effects melody, just so you know. I've been like, where are they? There's been windy waves.
Whoosh, 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 whoosh. And then,
Yeah, are you guys surprised to learn that they're not from a soundboard? They're actually
It's so-
melody.
It's like seeing how the sausage is made. It's amazing.
and there's a typhoon coming. Oh no!
Not a typhoon. That'll
Now-
stop the whole Christmas drop.
I know. Oh no.
Which also, like, what? This also made no sense. It's like, do it 3 days after. What's the problem here?
Yeah.
It's for Christmas.
It doesn't matter if it arrives on the 28th. It's still a thing.
It matters to children.
It doesn't. Tell them that Christmas got moved. I have children. You're just like, what? Looks like Mama was wrong. Mama's wrong about a lot. Christmas is coming 3 days from now. No worries. Like, come on, man. Jesus.
You have little kids, don't you?
I do.
Doesn't
Yeah,
nothing
no.
nothing comes of it, right?
Nothing comes
No.
of it.
Yeah, nothing comes of it.
No. Okay.
Except for she shows her panic that she's like, no, we have to do it. We can't cancel it. So you see that she's invested now.
Okay,
So
okay,
it's like a
she's
plot
invested.
device.
Well, and then
Yeah.
we get that incredible situation room scene. Aaron, do you want to take this?
Yeah, let's invite the congressional aide into the strategic planning meeting.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over the op plan. Let's let the bean counter come
Let's
in
let
and
the
just like,
civilian come in here.
yeah, and be the loudest voice in the room. Let's let her stand up in the middle and be like, no, we will do this for Christmas. And be like,
Wow.
I mean, she
She's
said so,
right.
guys.
What an inspire, everybody. Look at the bean counter go.
can't do anything about a typhoon. Like, what did the idea that she was in that room was insane to me.
But I mean, they let her stand in the back of an open airplane. So, I mean,
Yes.
True.
know,
In a
got a
flight
good
I'm
point.
suit.
skipping ahead, but
You've got a great point, Christina.
They're like, give her a uniform.
Yeah, any uniform. You can just have one now. You don't have to earn it or sign up.
it was
Flight
very
suit.
fitted.
Oh my God. Her
The
booty
tightest.
is
And
It was
that's
like the
it.
scrubs on Grey's Anatomy. It was the weirdest, tightest
Tailored.
flight suit I've ever seen.
It was like unzipped, and there was some sort of khaki, like little lace thing happening. I was like, that thing seems very.
She had
like,
underwear
tailored for
lines
her.
in it. Not that I was staring at her ass,
I
but I
was.
was. And she had underwear lines. I was like, the flight suit should not have underwear lines.
I think that they should for
We should be
everyone.
loose enough.
Everyone should have underwear.
As
lines.
you know, you're in the military, you're doing stuff.
You gotta, you know. Okay, but in that strategic planning meeting, she says they're finally like, we're not going to sit down. We're not going to risk our soldiers to do a thing we can do in 2 days, no problem. And she's like, oh, well, then we're just going to have to wait for a Christmas miracle. What? They happen. And everybody's like, what a big inspirer.
Why are you here? This is a military planning meeting.
Okay. So then, listen, like
The rain stops.
the rain stops is what happens.
Mhm.
No, now
Because
the Congresswoman's here.
Oh, that's right. Congresswoman arrives. It's a bad news bears.
Yeah.
She's mad. She's like, what is this? What is this Santa hats? Because they're packing up just in case there's a Christmas miracle.
In a very
What is-
ill-fitting suit. I'm like,
Yeah.
you can
Somebody
tailor this
did
flight
her
suit.
dirty.
It was so, it was a sad.
It was not great. Yeah.
She's
The
a
hair,
hot lady.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and she's tiny, but it just like didn't fit her well. You know what I
No.
mean? Like
the hair,
it just was
the
like,
makeup.
The hair was awful. It was awful. Yeah.
And it was supposed to be in the wind, and it was just like it's like one thing.
It was like Trump's wig.
yeah. The thing I was trying to get to, though, is like they're doing the boxes, they're packing up the boxes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she like walks in and she's like, Bonnie,
But weren't they about to kiss?
They were about to kiss. She was up on her toes, about
their
to lick
Santa
Aaron
hats.
Ironside.
He
in
puts
their
a Santa hat
hats.
on her.
And
then they're
her
gonna kiss.
boss
And there's her
walks in.
boss.
And she's like, Bonnie, I thought that you put a stop to this. And it's like, whoa. What was her job
Yeah.
yeah.
at military base? She was supposed to shut it down?
Yeah. Like you
The
had her
base?
shopping 3 days ago for your
Yeah,
Christmas
right.
presents. And now she's shutting down an entire military base that's been around for how many years? Yeah.
Many. So many.
Many.
Yeah.
So many.
All right. So basically, then she gives up. She's just like, we're done now. We're done here.
I've got to go.
been.
Well, she's like, you're basically fired unless you leave right now.
Yeah. And so
You
she's like,
gotta
I'm going to
go.
go pack. And he is such a flaccid disappoint about it. He's
Mhm.
like, I'm so sad about this. Also, how is she supposed to leave in the typhoon? Like, if you
Wait,
can't
I
even
thought-
put cargo planes up in the air.
I thought she went over to her and gave the inspirational speech to her boss.
That's after. That's way later.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but did this part happen really fast? Because I think that I had got up to like get a piece of cake or something.
Lightning fast.
And when I came back, I was like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
When you came back, it was like back on.
And I had cake.
That's a Christmas
Nice.
miracle.
There we go. Yeah, she does a call with her coworker and gets inspired again. And then she runs in the rain because you have to. And she finds him drinking his sorrows in a cranberry and soda.
I remember this. Okay, that's right.
G.
But he's also told he can like close up whatever the bar situation is. The bartender's like, I'm
Oh,
heading
yes.
out. Just lock up when you leave, friend. He's
Actually,
like, okay.
he tells the bartender that. He's
Yeah.
like, go home to your family. I'm your boss now, apparently. I'll lock up. And he's like, great.
See you later.
Yeah.
Drink extra
I think I
booze,
was writing
guess.
down that he was wearing another blue shirt. I
No,
totally
she was
missed that.
she was still writing down like military things
She was.
Yeah.
Probably.
She was.
I couldn't not
in the
see it. It
situation
was-
room.
Oh my gosh.
I wish you guys could see the level of notes that I'm just letting fly. I
So much work.
Oh,
yeah.
we
I
appreciate
knew I wasn't
you.
going to say them, but I just needed them to be somewhere.
You needed to
know?
purge them. Yeah, I hear that. So she says, the storm is going away. I got the news that you would get as the captain of the operation, but I got it.
She is the first to know about the weather report. Noah calls her. They're like, Bonnie, the typhoon's over.
Yeah. So she breaks the news to him, and their faces are very close, is my only other note about this scene.
There's tinsel and stuff everywhere.
Everywhere.
I think that was one of my
Decoration, the whole
notes. I
base
said
is
to
tinsel.
Lo, I was like, do you ever notice in Christmas movies, if it's Christmas,
Yeah.
like they're literally every space of someone's house is covered.
Yes.
Everything
Yes.
is decorated. Whereas we're like putting up a tree. But like in a movie, it would be like every surface of my house would have
It's
some
like you
sort of
have to
pine,
know it's
gold.
Christmas. So
Yeah.
it's like
Mhm.
everything.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be gold reindeers and hollies
Mhm.
everywhere.
Yep.
But really, here it was just those garlands, like just in a half rectangle above every
Yep.
like,
Every
thing.
window. Yep.
Yeah, I loved it. It was so cheap, and I loved it. Okay, so now they are packing up, and Bonnie's in a flight suit, and her hair is down to go up in a windy
Her
airplane.
hair is down. She has a uniform. they're just going to take her up. It's just fine. They're just going to throw her on a military operation. Just fine.
Where the back of the plane will be open. It's fine.
It's totally cool.
I hope that, I hope she understands that a box of gifts for children was not taken up in that plane because her weight was on the plane. I hope she knows that a child did not get their Christmas wish because of weight distribution.
Erin, you're so hot right now. Your brain is so hot. I didn't even think about that.
Burned into my brain because once on a military plane, I was asked to move seats due to weight distribution, and it haunts me to this day. Because I'm like, me? Just a tiny little me?
I would never come back from that, Erin.
I wouldn't.
I couldn't. Like, on this huge military plane, like huge, like the size of that plane. And I was like, no, not me. I am too dainty. Why not ask one of these boys to move?
That's
They're like, no,
it's
Gio,
a chair
you need to move.
breaking.
It's definitely you.
It was awful. It was terrible. I was just like, I guess if you say so, but I don't think it'll make a difference.
All right. So then the congresswoman arrives and she's like, Bunny, you were supposed to be on a plane to D.C. I'm an ogre. It's bad.
And her hair is just like,
oh my gosh. The poor thing. Okay, so then she is like, I was there when you were just a wee congresswoman, and you've gotten jaded, and so we need to remember the spirit of Christmas. And then Biceps McHot Stuff is like, hey, congresswoman, you come up on the plane. We're gonna put Beer and Ironside's side piece on his plane. Then you get to go over on my plane. It's gonna be great.
And no one says, wait, we've got to get her a flight suit.
Yeah. Nope.
No, because you can just wear clothes on a plane. You don't need the whole thing.
And I want to clarify. I just said side piece because Christmas is Beer and Ironside's #1 girlfriend.
It's true.
That's true.
That's all. All right? Okay. Oh, man. So then they go up in that plane. She says, it's so beautiful out here. And then he looks her dead in her beautiful face. And he says, I know what you mean. It is really beautiful.
It's so beautiful. I know what you mean.
And you guys just like took crazy notes. You're like, that'll be in our next book.
Wait a second.
We don't like plagiarism, but we can't not.
We can't not.
have to put it.
How do we not?
Too good.
I know what you mean.
I know.
Could have just been like, right? I know what you mean.
It was his piercing blue eyes that really did it. Okay, so then they do the drops. Also, she gets chained up in the back, and she does the drops with them.
She's like,
That's all.
And then they're like, good job, Bonnie. Or Erin,
Good job, Bonnie.
Bonnie saved the day.
You're doing such a good push. What?
Now she's his loadmaster.
Pew, 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 pew. You got it. Man, you brought it back. Yeah, okay, but I got a little teary-eyed just, with the people coming out, and it's like it's just nice. It's
like
not
any military propaganda film.
Yes.
It sometimes makes you feel feels, and that's okay.
It's like
the whole internet is like the love story in this movie is Netflix and the American military.
Yes.
This is a military propaganda film. And as somebody who has been in a military propaganda film, I don't mind it.
Have you Katniss Everdeen in a military propaganda film?
Have I not sent it to you?
No, Erin, I'm so mad at you right now.
This sounds foundational. How do we not know this?
It's true.
Wow. I bet you just loosed those arrows.
I mean, it's not like I was on the Army of One poster or something, but I was on a little TV thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was on a little TV thing. It was no big deal.
Yeah.
I know. Just a tiny TV spot. Just
on Armed Forces Network.
I didn't even want to mention it. It's just another.
I mean, I've never been on Armed Forces Network. So.
Yeah, I mentioned it. I mentioned it hard all over my Facebook. It's very surprising to me you didn't see it.
Okay, so they land, and I need you to tell me if you noticed how they deplaned. Did you notice, everyone?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So everybody jumps off the plane except for Bonnie. And Beer and Ironside waits. He turns around and comes back, and he's facing the plane. And she does a big running leap off of the plane. He catches her. She wraps her legs around his waist, and then he puts her down and they run off.
Wait, how did I not see this?
I didn't see this.
I'm
Melody,
so-
this
I
may
was
have been
eating
something
cake.
you
It's
dreamed.
not. I backed it up. It was not one of my fever dreams.
This
I
might
can
be
tell you
something
about a
you
dream
backed
on a
up in your
Patreon, though.
dream. Sometimes you don't know the difference.
That's not true. Okay, it was great, and I'll prove it to you. We'll.
I'm
send you a
surprised she
clip.
didn't split those pants. They were so tight
I
by
know.
wrapping her legs around him.
Yeah. So Congresswoman's very moved. Kat has saved Andrews Air Force Base.
Yes.
Wait, it's not Andrews, it's Anderson.
Anderson Air Force Base. But it is Andrews. Isn't that
And
his
Christmas.
name?
Delaware?
Isn't that
Something
his
like that.
name? Yeah.
Yeah, that's an Air Force base.
Yeah. And so now she's going to get the chief of staff job. That night, she tells him she flew his family in for free with a news crew. And so he gets to, yes, Aaron.
I'm sorry. I don't want to waste the very precious time of Christina Lauren, but I have something to say.
Please.
Earlier in the movie, he made a super illegal deal with Westin
Right.
Hotels
Oh, the trees.
to fly a bunch of fir trees in to be at the Westin Hotel, and then in
Yeah.
exchange, can't do this, guys. In exchange, Westin gave a bunch of shit to the Christmas drop. And the way he got the trees there was this convoluted story about a bunch of military planes going to different places, and they just threw these fir trees in the back of the cargo bay. So
Right.
they travel. Fine. That made sense to me. When he's like, how did you get my family here? She's like, well, I knew a reporter that was coming here anyway, and there was space on the plane.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, whoa. So
The
you bought
commercial
tickets.
plane?
Yeah.
You bought tickets for a commercial airliner. I called in a favor because I knew a reporter who was coming here and there was space on the plane. It's like, no, that's not how planes are.
Just because you're on a reporters do.
That's not how Delta works, Bonnie. Okay?
It's not like you get on a
Yeah.
plane, see that their seat's empty, and then call and be like, there's space. Come down right now.
Ooh. And then he is like, do you want to spend Christmas with my family? And she says, Andrew, you don't have to talk me into anything. And kisses him right up. And it's the big Christmas kiss.
It was
at
a
the
good
end.
kiss. I mean, for a Chase Christmas kiss.
It looked like there was tongue. I didn't hate it.
It wasn't a lifetime kiss.
No.
No, what specifically did your child say, though?
I don't remember.
She said, they're not even moving their mouths.
I
Oh, yeah.
love her.
She
I
is.
love her so much. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is what she said. They're not even moving their mouth. This movie is so cruel.
Cruel.
I also find it
And-
cruel when they don't move their mouths enough.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh,
The end.
yeah, and then the end credits are all a bunch of pictures of the real mission.
Yes.
Of
Yeah.
real
And that's when I
soldiers.
went, oh, wait, is this a real thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
We do it in Alaska, too. The Alaska National Guard goes and drops presents in the remote areas of Alaska.
Oh, I didn't know
It's a
that.
Fun
That's
thing.
very cool.
Yeah. I think little operations like this happen. That's the big one, but I think
Yeah.
little, small size operations do it everywhere.
That's really
Yeah.
neat.
Well done.
Well done to you.
We did it.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys have lady loves? You don't have to.
Wait, we have a giveaway.
We have a
Oh, yeah.
giveaway, a Christina Lauren giveaway.
Well, we have 2 books to give away. You hold up your copy of Holidays because it's the one that we'll be giving away. So we're going to be giving away 1 copy for people who are of the Holidays, and then we have our arc of the upcoming The Soulmate Equation, which is coming out May 18th, 2021.
Oh my God.
It's actually a limited edition cover because they've changed the cover. So we have 20 of these basically, and then they'll never happen again. So this is going
Are
to
we
be a collector's
eligible?
item.
Yeah, can we enter the giveaway? Aaron and Melody.
I mean, I'm
Melody
sure
and Aaron?
Kristen will send you guys a copy. I wouldn't
Yes.
worry. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys will get it.
So what? We'll make a post probably. We'll make an
Yeah.
Instagram post or a Twitter post or something and comment on that,
Yeah.
and then follow Christina Lauren
And
us.
I mean, they'll probably already follow
and
you,
us.
but
Yeah, and us. Follow us too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So-
we'll do it.
It'll
I
be
mean,
on
I think
Instagram
they're
and
both
Twitter.
good books, so. But yeah.
Yay.
Giveaway.
Cool.
Oh, perfect. All right. Aaron, do you have a lady love?
I did. Oh God, no! And it's on video too, so they're gonna know that I never have a lady love. This is how it goes, guys. I just look around the room and I'm like, lamp.
Oh my God, that's how I name characters.
Really?
I mean, it's not because then I would have oh, this is my sister Sprite.
And her brother
I think
Advil.
that's kind of cute, though.
Sprite's a great name.
Josh and Sprite's Guide to Not Dating.
I have a lady love. Are you ready?
Okay.
I think
It
I
is.
do. Yes.
Nailed it. Holiday edition 2020. Okay? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's a Netflix.
They're so funny.
They're so funny.
But they're so impossible is the thing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, completely. You have to be like a sculptor and an artist and a painter and then a baker as well in
And
order to
really
do it.
fast. Yeah.
And yeah, things that take 6 hours, they're like, you have an hour and 45 minutes. Go.
Ready, go. Yeah.
I can't believe why it
so
didn't
funny.
turn out.
Yeah.
I know.
You
It
mean
looks
it didn't
terrible.
set? Oh, no. No, but Nicole Byer is just like a revelation every
Hilarious.
time.
I love her.
I love her.
I love her so much. I listen to basically every podcast she does as well. She's so great. Why Won't You Date Me is my favorite. But the last episode we watched, Paul Scheer was a contestant because he didn't want to just be a guest judge. He wanted
Notable
to be
romance reader, Paul Scheer.
Notable romance reader, Paul Scheer. Yeah. It's so good. It's one of those shows where, like we're not, Michael and I don't usually watch shows like this, but it's the one we watch. And like, I end up just like clutching his leg and cackling every episode.
Yeah.
And it's just so great.
It
So,
is fun.
yeah.
Mine is, and I realize now very late in this episode that Christina and I haven't said who's voice. So I hope that people like know who's
No.
If
talking.
anything offensive has been said, that was slow.
It is the same as our dynamic.
So back in like March, I guess, I watched Crash Landing on You, and I've done this like K-drama, just binge all of 2020, basically. That and BTS has like kept me happy. And so I just finished this one called Healer, and it's so good. I think it's like maybe 2017, 2016, around there, but it's just like, it's got Superman vibes, but without the paranormal aspect. It's like he's a night errand boy, and so he's hired to like run errands. The only thing he doesn't do is like kill people, right? But he'll steal shit and he'll like take pictures, and so he's hired to get DNA from this female. And so he does, and it's actually kind of a funny scene because she's kind of like onto him and scrappy, and so he ends up having to like catch her and like clip her fingernails. Anyway, whatever.
Wow.
Just stay with me. It's great. And then
I'm into it.
But so after that, he's basically he's like hired to keep an eye on her. So he goes to work at this internet news site that she's a reporter for. And so he's like pretending to be her like derpy, bumbling coworker. And so in a moment where like she's kind of caught up in this street fight, and Healer, the night errand guy, saves her, and she kind of like can't see his face, and she sort of gets like obsessed with him, not realizing that it's her coworker. And it's just like the cutest mistaken identity, secret identity. They have this childhood connection. I loved it. So
Every
it's so good.
K-drama has a childhood connection.
It does. But this one, I feel like there's a lot that are really well done. Like I have this whole list that I recommend to friends who just finished Crash Landing, or like, what do I do now? And this is a really good one.
We wanted to do Crash Landing until we figured out it was a series. I thought it was a movie.
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
And
you
then
should
when
watch
it became,
it.
it was like, it's
Episode.
too much for us to do in,
It
1 week.
is.
So
You should watch
Yeah.
it though. It is like everything you love about romance in this. Plus
Ooh.
the joy of K-drama, which means you think it's going one way, but then, oh my God, this is happening. So
yeah. If you guys do ever do it though, I'm inviting myself on with you. And I'm also going to invite Kate Claiborne on, because she and I are like totally obsessed with the show, and it's like all we talk about all day. So
we're officially doing Crash Landing on You.
So
Interesting
good.
enough, spring 2021
don't threaten us with a good time.
includes Crash Landing on You.
It's like 24 hours of television, because there's 16 episodes and they're each 90 minutes, and the finale is 2 hours. So it's like, it's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw the trailer and I was like, we have to do this. And I texted it to Melody, and I was so excited. And I was like, oh no, this is a lot to
It's
cover
a lot,
in
but
an
it's
hour.
so
So
good. Yeah.
That's so good.
How fun. Maybe we won't do a recap. We'll just do
we'll just
Flails.
talk about it.
yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
flail about it on and hit record. It's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see so I just finished the last episode of the 4th season of The Crown.
Ooh.
And I watched the first and the second, and then I skipped the third because that's when like Prince Philip was like getting into all his cheating, and it was just like
It's a downer. Yeah.
Yeah, it was getting to be a bit much. But season 4 is Charles and Diana. And it was so good. My husband and I, like, we never see each other, I swear, because we have like opposite schedules.
Yeah.
But he was home, and so we sat in bed one night and turned it on, and we watched TV till like 2:30 in the morning. And that does not happen. We watched like 5 episodes, and then I didn't see him again, and I just finished it all myself. And Helena Bonham Carter plays Princess Margaret, and she's just so good in it, like just so good.
I love everything. She's just
I know.
Yeah,
she's just so talented. Oh my god!
Because she's sort of the one that's like, she's sort of the voice of reason. She's like the Elizabeth's her sister, obviously, who's the queen and has to do everything with duty, where like Princess Margaret is just smoking 60 cigarettes a day and is bored and rich, and but she's the one that's like, do you see how this family is insane? Do you see what happens when we don't let people marry who they want to marry? Like the entire thing just like catches on fire.
Right.
And she was so great. There's one episode that's entirely about her and her like needing to see a therapist and what that meant and everything. And it's so good.
Oh, cool. Can you watch it without watching any other seasons?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like season 1 kind of felt like homework to me. Like I felt like I was watching, it just wasn't.
I couldn't get into season 1.
I think you have to really like be interested in. So like when I was little, my mom was so into like Princess Diana and all that stuff. And so growing up, I've just always been very interested in it. And whenever we would go to London for something, we would always go like to the little Buckingham Palace like gift shop, and I'd get like a tea set with like Prince George on it, or you know what I mean. And so you can totally jump in, especially if, we're all around-ish the same age. And so we all kind of grew up like seeing Diana's wedding. And, so it's all of that. And you just like walk away going, holy shit, Charles is such an asshole.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's really good.
Awesome.
I texted Kate and I said, I think I just volunteered you for an episode of Heaving Bosoms where we cover Crash Landing. And she's like, yes, let's do it.
She was like, what's Heaving Bosoms? And we're still going to do it.
All right, Erin.
I don't know.
You don't have to.
You know what, though? You know what? I read the Duke I'd Like to Fuck anthology this week, or F, depending on how you read that title.
Anna's story. Oh my God.
Whose story?
Adriana, right? Adriana Herrera?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're all so good. They're all good, though.
So
They're
good.
all so good and kinky and good. So I've got to give credit, though, because HB Ushma has been just like constantly in my DMs. Like, did you read it yet? Did you read it yet? And she calls it the thirstiest book of the year. And I think she's right. It is.
That should be a good reviews category.
It's
so good.
So I got an early copy of it. Joanna sent it to me before it came out. And then I was up at Rip Bodice this week signing books. And sorry, I wasn't trying to like name drop there, but the point being that I was at Rip Bodice and I was like, I am buying this book, and it's like, it's thick. It's a big ass book, and I was like, I need it in a hard copy. This is going on my shelf. So good.
It's so good.
I love it.
Yeah. But I wanted to say, Danny, our friend Danny from Black Chicklet and Ice Planet podcast was tweeting that she was having trouble getting back into reading because it's just been such like a shit year. And it's kind of, some people thrive at reading when things are really bad, and some people can't get into it when things are really bad. And I feel like it's hard sometimes. I think if you're in a reading slump, it's a good one because you can take it in bite-sized chunks.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not a whole book quite yet. And it's so thirsty just right away. So you don't have to slog through anything.
Start with Sierra Simone.
I know.
You're going to get right to it.
Put it in my veins.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
Another good one for reading in pieces is Wow, No, Thank You by Samantha Irby. It's a bunch of essays. It's comedy. It's kind of like a memoir. It is so funny.
Ooh.
And it's a bunch of like little bite-sized essays, and they are all hilarious and awesome. It's so good.
Oh,
wow, no, thank you.
Wow, no, thank you.
Awesome.
That's awesome. All right. Well, what do you want to plug? What are your socials? What are your things?
We're Christina Lauren, Christina Lauren. That's our Twitter.
I'm in love with you.
Yeah, we're just like Christina Lauren everywhere. We're at Christina Lauren Twitter and Instagram, and our website is new soon. We had to like redesign it for the new book, and that's ChristinaLaurenBooks.com.
Awesome.
And our Facebook group is not as crazy busy as yours, but it is a very lovely place.
It is a lovely place. I am in it.
It's CeeLo and Friends. Yeah, I really love it.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Those are like the two places I go on Facebook. I go to HB's and I go to CeeLo and Friends. I'm being completely sincere. Yeah, it's like my favorite.
Were in there, but we didn't know you like looked at things.
We didn't know you were.
Well, and I feel sometimes I feel weird posting because I don't want to be like, I don't know, like I want to be a reader in there. I don't want to be a writer in there.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And everybody should be out there getting into holidays because it's a time loop romance that we cannot wait for everybody to consume.
Yay.
And you know where to follow us. So keep being a badass and love yourself as much as you love the claws of Beer and Ironside just breaking down your back as he resurrects the magic of Christmas. And maybe you get that third in there with his Loadmaster, and
as he just drives that Christmas spirit right into you.
He's gonna fill me with Christmas spirit.
Oh,
service before self.
Service before self. Oh, love yourself that much, HBs. It's a lot.
All right.
Bye. Bye.
Hey, you. Yes, listener, you. Are you loving the show? If so, please leave a rating and review in your podcast app. The 90 seconds you take to say something nice not only helps new people find the show, but it makes me super smile over at HBHQ. Also, I've had a few people ask, and the answer is yes. We are still doing the 5-star bribe. If you leave us a review with 5 stars, then we'll do whatever book you want. We're real deep into the list, though, so it might be a while. Lilas! Okay, back to the show.